Hey guys, Robert here with the Fast Gun Minute, and we are about to alleviate 90% of the messages I get with this video addressing California concealed carry permits, okay? How to get one and why it's so hard to get one, all right? So let's dive right into it. No matter where you get your permit from, obviously you have to go to your local municipality, but it doesn't matter which one you go to, it covers the whole state, okay? And your permit lasts 2 years, so every 2 years you will have to renew it. There are about 1,000 permits in the state of California to about 40 million residents according to the US CCA website, which boils down to about 0.3% of the population actually having a concealed weapons permit in the state of California. You have to go to your local police department. If you don't have one, then go to the local sheriff's department. Fill out the application there. Two things that you're going to have to prove to the police department or your background investigator is good cause and that you have a strong, good moral character, okay? Next, what you're going to have to do is take a class. Now, the class has to be a minimum of 8 hours, and that's going to be third party, so you're going to have to seek out one that's certified with the state of California. And then once you take the class, you go back to your background investigator. They compile up a lot of information. Oftentimes, they do want you to do a psychological exam, which can look in different ways depending on where you go. And then after that, your background investigator will gather all of your information, confirm or deny whether they want to give you a permit, and then you're kind of off to the races at that point. Now, I did sum this up right now, but realistically, it's a process that takes 9 to 12 months. It's a very long process. The police department has other things to do. They're really not worried about giving you your permit. Now, it all depends on where you go, time of the year, et cetera, but on average, that's what it is. Now, let's talk about why it's so hard to get one. If you go back, what I said was you have to prove good cause, and that's where California stops people at. Understand that California is a may issue state, okay? They're not a shall issue state, which means that even if you meet the requirements, take the classes, do the paperwork, they still have the option to may or may not issue you. Now, a lot of people feel as though you can't get a permit in California. You can, depends on where you live. Majority of people live in counties, i.e. Los Angeles County, San Mateo County, or San Diego County, where they don't issue a lot. Now, you can go to Fresno, Kern County, San Bernardino County, Mendocino County, and get one. You just don't want to live there. So that's why it's so hard. So now, good cause means different things to different police departments, right? So I'll read you an excerpt from the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department on how they view good cause. No concealed weapons licensee should be granted merely for the personal convenience of the applicant, which means just because you have a Second Amendment right and you have good moral character does not mean that we should give you one just off of those bases, okay? No position or job classification in and of itself shall constitute good cause for the issuance or denial of a license, which means just because you work in a diamond district and you deal with diamonds and money all day does not mean that your life is in danger and that you should get a permit, okay? Now, furthermore, in regards to good cause, what it says is, good cause, convincing evidence of a clear and present danger to life or great bodily harm to the applicant, his spouse, or dependent child, which cannot be adequately dealt with by existing law enforcement resources, and which danger cannot be reasonably avoided by alternative measures. Which means there's nothing else that you can do. You're going to die, and you have to have this weapons permit. And even still, it's still up to the discretion of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, right? Now, this is just based off of them, and like I said, it depends on where you live. Other departments have other regulations, but this is just an example of why it's so hard for you to get one in Los Angeles County. Once you have your permit, California recognizes 0 other states' permits. So it doesn't matter what other of the 50 states that you have your permit at, California will not recognize any of those, okay? Likewise, if you have a California permit, 27 other states recognize that. So if you have your permit, you can legally travel with the firearm in 27 other states. So I hope that clarifies a lot of information that you guys have. If you still have any questions, don't hesitate, hit me up. I'll answer to the best of my knowledge. But I hope this alleviates a lot of messages. Shoot straight.